all day. Let's go to the bay and get a death by hook. I'm taking the...
Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Robert Munoz. Welcome to my channel Death by Hook. Today I want to talk about the Feel Free Derado. Feel Free Derado. Okay, let's talk about the Feel Free Derado. It's a 12-foot boat, weighs about 125 pounds. That's without the drive, I believe, because this drive is heavy. It weighs like 20, 25 pounds maybe. It's a heavy-duty drive. I do like it because it's very sturdy. But I want to talk about the reasons why I wouldn't recommend this boat until some things got fixed with Feel Free. I definitely do not recommend the El Dorado 125 for ocean fishing, let's say. I took this out to the ocean, man, maybe 10, 12 times already. I think I've gone out 12 times. I've had a lot of issues with, I kayak out of the beach. I take on surf. The minute a wave comes over the bow, this isn't your normal boat. It doesn't have scupper holes everywhere, and the scupper holes don't leak or don't drain back into the ocean through here. For some reason, it gets stored within inside the kayak, and it makes it heavier. Every trip I've gone on so far, I've taken on some waves in the ocean over the bow, and by the time I get back, fishing for 8 hours a day, it's waterlogged, and man, it is draining on your body, draining on your legs. Definitely your speed gets cut down. I put myself in some pretty dangerous situations because I had all that water inside of here. So that's one of the things that I really dislike about this kayak. The other thing is, let's see, speed. So I had a Hobie Outback. You guys know I had a Hobie Outback. That Hobie Outback was super fast compared to this. Like, I would have to be overextending myself in order to just meet the speed of the Hobie Outback. Or there would be no way I can match the speed even going full throttle on this thing. With the Hobie Outback, I was just very casually moving, and those fins, for some reason, they were very efficient and way faster than this boat. Okay, so number 3. This front hatch always gets water in it. No matter what happens, that front hatch, and that's where I usually keep, an extra power bank. I keep some dry clothes. I keep some food. I mean, and it's not a very big area to hold some stuff. The storage for that hatch is, I don't like it, because I even had more room on my Hobie Outback. The front hatch came up. If I needed to get food or anything, they had that rubber gasket over there. Everything was always dry. I didn't have to worry about putting my stuff inside the kayak and having it soaked at the end of the day. So I really don't like that hatch, and I'm going to show it to you. So this hatch, if you guys haven't seen it, this is the hatch. And there's no hatch here, and this is the hatch. So you open this thing up. As you can see, I have a bunch of stuff in here now, some GoPro mounts. There's a rubber gasket here for sure, right? But it just never seals. There's always water in this hatch. I'm always getting, you know, water and salt water all up in here, sand. I mean, I have a bunch of stuff in here. It's that sucks. Feel Free needs to fix this. It's a pain. That's a pain. I hate having all my stuff wet when it's supposed to be, you know, waterproof. Next thing I want to talk about is same issue I have with the front hatch is I have with the battery box. It looks really cool. It really does. And I'm going to show you guys right now what I'm talking about. I mean, the lights are awesome on this thing. Being able to have your ports already built in and not having to customize it is awesome, but it comes with some drawbacks. And I'm going to show you one of those drawbacks right now. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, so this is the battery box that I'm talking about. And it has the same issues. There's no rubber gasket here. So when you close this thing, no water should get in here. But if you take this thing out in the ocean, guaranteed water is going to get in here. And look what happens to your cables. They get rusted to crap. I'm not sponsored by Feel Free, but I'm very upset. You spent this much money on a kayak and you expect a high quality, you know, something that's high quality. You know, this is more than just a hobby for most of us. This is a lifestyle. And I mean, to spend a couple grand on a kayak and this is what you're going to get, you know, the most simplest things that should have been figured out. It should have came with a rubber gasket here, you know, so no water gets in here. You know, this is a pain. This sucks. You know, I had a battery in here. I mean, look what happened, man. This thing is rusted out. And this is after one trip. One trip. Every trip I have to clean this out and maintenance this. And that is a pain. I do not like that. And I'm showing you the real stuff here. I know there's some other kayak gurus out there that aren't going to show you this kind of stuff. But I don't have any affiliation with Feel Free. And I don't mind telling you guys the truth. They should fix this. This is a big issue, just like the front hatch is a big issue. Water getting into where all your electronics go is, it sucks. Like, it shorted out my fish finder. I was out there blind. I didn't have any GPS. I was out in the middle of the ocean. Just because water, I took water over the bow, you know, coming off the beach. So this is what happened. Shorted my battery out. All of my electronics were dead. Other than that, you know, the things I do like about the boat, and I'm definitely going to sell this. I'm selling this. I need to go back to Hobie. You know, the one thing I do love is I love the seat. The seat's, you know, great, very comfortable. You can sit up high. It's got tons of storage. That's cool. This back hatch is not as big as I want it to be. This back area, the battery kind of takes up that room here. You know, the other thing is if you're not using a lithium ion battery, like, it's going to be heavy back here, and then you're waterlogged again because you have an extra 40 to 60 pounds back here if you're not going lithium, and you're riding like this. And it's really hard when this boat is so wide and 12 feet long. The other thing I didn't like is, check this out. I haven't had this thing more than a year, and I already had a problem with the steering. I was out there in the ocean, 10 miles off of the west coast, and my steering was tore up. I had no steering. I'm just out there in the middle of the ocean trying to steer, and I would have to hold it with two hands just to get it to turn, just to turn my rudder. So I've already had issues with this. I've already had issues with the cables in the back breaking. You know, my rudder cable broke already, and they sent me replacements. That's not a big deal. Customer service is great, but it's just the fact that I've only had this boat a year, and I've already had so many problems with it. And I like to take care of my stuff. I'm not one of those guys who just, leaves their stuff in the garage or just takes it out once in a while. I like to take it out. I like to be fish ready. I definitely haven't been fish ready with this. This sucks. The rudder's pretty good. The storage is pretty good. I love that you could, store some rods here. This is pretty cool, but the other thing with having a cup holder here is you put your drink there, you take water over the bow, all this stuff is tore up. Like I said, I love the seat, very comfortable. Drive is, it's okay. It's not the greatest. Overall, those are my complaints about Phil Free's Eldorado 125. If you're taking it out in the ocean, man, you're going to have problems. The other thing is this boat is very difficult to flip when you're out there on the ocean. I was out there. I had this kayak flip on me. Just recently, my last trip, this kayak flipped on me. It was very difficult to overturn by myself. I'm 5'5", 175 pounds. It was very difficult for me to flip back over. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it for the ocean at all. When I take this thing out on the lake, it's solid. You don't have to worry about, waves coming over the bow. You don't have to worry about a lot of water getting in the boat. So if you're going to do this on a lake, this is probably a boat that's really good for a lake. I love it on the lake. The same thing, we have issues with the speed. Some of the storage. And now when I'm out there on the lake, I'm thinking about, hey, if a wake comes by and it splashes on my electronics and the water gets into my battery box, is it going to short out, my expensive fishing gear, Those are the things I think about now. This sport is an investment. And, you pay $600 to $800 for electronics. You invest all this money just so you can be better when you go out there and have fun. And, it's just not a boat that was put together very well. And I think they have a lot of improvements to make if they're going to make an Eldorado, the new Eldorado. But I'm hoping they do, because I love the stability of the boat. Stability, the seat is great. That's pretty much it, man. Everything else, it tracks, it runs all over the place. There's, like I said, I had problems with the steering. I haven't had this boat I haven't even had it more than a year. It's under a year, and I have all kinds of mechanical problems, and it all happened on the water, and it put me in bad situations. So be known, there's issues with the steering, the Magic 8 ball that everybody thought was so cool. It's not very cool when it malfunctions on you in the middle of the ocean when there's a lightning storm coming in and you got to get to back home. You know what I mean? It's not cool. Same thing with the the back rudder support. I was out in Montaña de Oro and the cable snapped. And I have no idea why it snapped, but it did. It snapped while I was out there, and my buddy out there had to just tie it up together and get me back home. So like I said, it's just been a handful of things. This boat has just been a huge problem for me, and I can't wait to just sell it and get something safer and just better, because I go out there, I'm camping, and I take my kayak with me, and I always go rock fishing or shark fishing or some type of fishing nearby. And it just sucks that when I go out, I don't know if I'm going to come back safe or not. You know what I mean? And it's really losing the value that I paid for this thing as far as reliability goes. So those are my experience with the Feel Free El Dorado 125. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have good experiences with this boat, but I don't. And I can't wait to sell it and just move on to my next hobby. You know, sometimes you think, you know, the other guys have an upper hand, and they don't. It's terrible. All right. So thank you for watching. My name is Robert Munoz. Thank you for watching my channel, Death by Hook. If you have any comments, questions, anything at all, comment down below. I love to respond to you guys. I love to answer your questions. And if there's anything I can do to help you with this machine here, I would love to, because, you know, I've replaced the cables. I'm working on the steering system. I've had parts that I've had to reorder from Feel Free, which is cool. Like I said, customer service is amazing. If you need something, you know, they've sent it to me free, under warranty, and that's not a big deal. But the like I said, the big deal to me is my safety out there on that water. And this boat should be able to perform in the ocean. It should be able to perform in a lake. It should be able to perform in the river. It should be able to go anywhere. And I just feel like that's not the case. I would never take this out to the Kings River or the San Joaquin. I would just be afraid of some kind of failure in a fast-moving river like that. There'd be no way. Lakes, I'll take it out on the lake all day, but it's no speed day, man. But the ocean's very dangerous, and this is just one of those boats that I would double check all your gear before you go out. And even when you're out there, something's going to happen. You know what I mean? There's a lot of moving parts, and it just seems like, I don't know, it's a little faulty. So this is just my opinion. I'm not sponsored by Feel Free. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not bashing. This is my experience with this piece of machinery, and I just want you guys to be safe out there. So thank you for watching. My name is Robert Munoz. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to comment, and I'll see you later.
Let's go fish all day. Let's go to the bay and get a death by hook. I'm taking the boat to the pier. I got no fear, I'm living it up, I'm filling it up. I got a bucket of fish, death by hook. Got steer fears away. Let's go fish.